So here are 3 tips to immediately make your sales calls better. Firstly, before we dive in, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell so that you can get notified whenever we upload our next video. Tip number 1, I would say learn to set the agenda effectively. We don't want any surprises cropping up towards the end of the call when it comes to pitching your offer. So make sure at the very beginning, once you've broken the ice, you've built a little bit of rapport, set very clear expectations of the call. This is exactly what we are here to do. Ultimately, given the opportunity, this is then what's going to happen at the end. I'll give you an opportunity to enroll on the program. This way, you're going to remove any surprises and it's going to help them to understand what's going to happen. It really is just as simple as that. You're going to take authority of the call. You're leading the call and they have to almost, agree that that's the case. Tip number 2 is a really simple one, but one that's actually quite difficult to implement, is learn to listen. The call isn't about you. It's about your prospect. It's about the person that's on the other end of the call. Learn to listen. Use silence as your biggest weapon. If you ask them a very particular question, don't interject, don't interrupt their thought pattern, their thought processes with yes, or interjecting with things that you want to add to their point. Just listen, simply listen to exactly what it is that they've got to say. This is then going to allow you to ask better questions. So I'm throwing that in as a little bonus for tip number 2, but it's going to help you to ask better questions. From this, you're going to be able to really understand exactly what their issues are. You can then better prescribe the diagnosis and then the next steps from there. You can really start to discover if they are a great fit for you and if you are someone that can ultimately help them. Tip number 3 is don't go into calls with any expectation of the outcome. You're not there to simply close them. They're not just another number on your spreadsheet. Yes, ultimately, we would love to have the sale, but it all comes down to whether they are going to be a great fit within your coaching program. If you go into calls with the expectations or the desperation of needing the yes, 1, they're going to smell it a mile off, but 2, you're going to get yourself caught up in a spiral and a lack of confidence when it comes to calls. Getting a no answer doesn't matter. Getting a yes answer also doesn't matter. Don't go into the call with the expectation of making the sale. So to summarize from this, step number 1, learn to lead the conversation, set the agenda. Number 2 is learning to listen. Little bonus onto that is so that you can ask better questions. And then finally, with number 3, is don't go into the calls with expectations. It can lead to a lack of confidence or ultimately too much confidence, and then you won't do your job properly. If you've got any questions about sales, the sales process, the ability to close, handling objections, whatever it might be, feel free to drop me a message over on Instagram. It's Stu_FBU. And again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for the notifications so you can be notified whenever we upload another video.